Okay, getting all set up. Ready to start. I'll get this chat opened up so we can chat. I got a couple minutes left. Doing pretty good. Okay, that's coming about kind of slow, but we're getting there. Slowly, we're getting there. All right. Good evening. First chat of the night. Now I will share the video. Now I will. Okay, let me share this. Aha, here we are. Almost there, folks. Share it to that Brian Hogue guy's page. And we'll share it to the Chiller Night group page on Facebook. And we'll do one more. We'll do the Harrisville Haunted House. Give them something to look at until October. Alright, I'd say we're good to go here, folks. And let's get started. Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live pre-show, where from 8 p.m. Eastern Time to a few minutes shy of 9 p.m. I will sit here and chat with you and you with each other, and we'll go over the Chiller Night television programming coming up on Stream TV beginning at 9. So, John says, it's time again for the Chiller Night pre-show. This is Crozak the Grand, and here's our host. Our man who has more Easter eggs than Peter Cottontail, Brian Hogue. Well, thank you, Crozak the Grand. I appreciate you joining us tonight. Jeremy says, can't wait for the movies. Good. Well, I'm glad you're joining us, and I will bring that schedule up here in just a moment. I want to take a look real quick to make sure everything else is running smoothly here. All right, just double checking. All right, never hurts. All right, schedule for tonight. Jeremy and all those who may be watching. At 9 o'clock, Killers from Space. And then at 10:25, the movie is The Snow Creature. 11:50, the movie is Kill Baby Kill. And 1:30 in the morning, Plan 9 from Outer Space. Now again, note the time. We've been doing something a little different for the last several months, and we're running the movies basically back to back throughout the entire night. So we're playing 4 Chiller Night Theater movies back to back. There might be a couple minutes in between just to go to the next 5-minute increment of time, but that's it. Otherwise, it's back-to-back Chiller Night Theater. So I hope you're enjoying that new lineup that we have. Roger says, good evening. Have a great Easter weekend. David says, good evening. Champagne popped and poured. Cheers. Good evening, Roger. Good evening, David. Cassandra says, hi, everybody. Hey, Cassandra. Brian says, hello, everyone. Hey, Brian. And Bonehead says, hey, Chiller Night crew, Brian and Ava. Hey, Bonehead, thanks for joining us. That's right. Happy Easter to one and all. That is, Diana says, hi, everyone. Hey, Diana. Well, I hope everyone's going to have a good day tomorrow. I remember when I was a kid, we used to have well, I mean, they still have it now, but I haven't been to it probably since I guess as a younger adult, like in my maybe early 20s. Sunrise services, you know, you get up and it's still dark out and you go to the Sunday morning service very, very early as the sermon is going on and the sun's rising. Kind of nice, but it's pretty early too. So, but I don't know. Some of you may do that. I don't know. But happy Easter, nonetheless. We'll be touching on that more because I was going to talk about. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's see what everyone's. Brad says it's Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. Now, did anyone miss me? Here's Brian. What's on tonight, Brian? Happy Easter, 2022. Well, yeah, we missed you. I hope your skating experience went okay for you. But I just showed the schedule just a few minutes ago. We'll touch on that again real quick. The first movie at 9 will be Killers from Space. That'll be the first one, and we'll go over that, of course, in a little bit here. Albert says, "Happy Easter, Chiller Night crew." Happy Easter, Albert. Thank you. Bonehead says, well said, Brian. My sentiments exactly, and everyone enjoy the day. Yeah, we're going to have I think, a pretty good day here. Brad says it went great. All right, glad to hear. It doesn't sound like you had any issues, hopefully. Last week we did something really cool, and we did this thing where we were visited by Tom Paisley. I haven't talked to anybody this week. I've been just trying to get a certain project off the ground, and it's taken up a lot of my time this week. But I'd like to do that again. Maybe not every week, but maybe once a month if Tom wants to try that out. I think that'd be kind of cool. But that was pretty fun. That was different. That was certainly the first time we've done anything like that. So let's see. Brad says, "Went great." Terrence says, "I bid you welcome." Thank you, Terrence. Thanks for joining us. Carrie says, Diana is boiling eggs in her hot tub. All right. See, I picked up on those emojis. I think I did pretty good, actually. John says, miss you, Brad. I didn't even know you were on a hit list. Add drum snare here. Huh? Oh, that's more of a drum roll. Okay, all right. But yeah. Okay, I'll show myself out. All right. We both tried, John. We both tried. So just a little bit of effort there. Brad says, how is everyone going with the technology updates? How is everything going with the technology updates? Well, it's a slow, painful process. I will tell you that. It depends what you're asking me about specifically, I guess. But I'm as soon as you ask the question, I'm thinking right now, first and foremost, my website. If you go to chillernighttheater.com, that doesn't exist anymore. I am changing everything. In fact, I'll show you. It just, you can see on this new schedule at the very bottom, chillernight.com. That's right, chillernight.com. Now, if you go to chillernight.com, you're not going to see anything either because I'm building it. I'm currently in the process of building it. And I hope to have something up this week. I can't say for sure. but we're gonna try, by golly. Ah, that darn technology. Deb says, hey, Deb, thanks for joining us. Let's see. Brad says, with your guest from last year helped you. With your guest from last year helped you. I'm not sure. With the interview stuff, is that what you mean? That was working out pretty cool. But what Tom and I were doing last week, I thought that was like really, really cool. It just amazes me that I went from using my phone to spread the word about the shows to having an hour-long pre-show and doing what we're doing right now. So, guess from last year. Lasercorn. Hey, Lasercorn. Hey, peeps, he says. That says last week. Last week helped? Weekend? I don't know. I haven't really been on here chatting with anybody. Unfortunately, I've just been so working on a few things. Got a few irons in the fires, and just trying to see what I can get done. But last week we were talking about like horror movies mixed with Western movies. You know, does the genre work? Do those two genres mixing work? I don't know. We couldn't really think of a lot of instances where that did happen. Now, somebody brought up a movie, Curse of the Undead, and I actually went out and attempted to watch that this week. Oh, I gotta crack my knee. It locks up on me every once in a while. Remember a couple of years ago, I had that knee bursitis thing happen. Some of you have been with me for a while. You know what I'm talking about. But it locks up on me every once in a while. So I guess I'm not 20 anymore. But anyways, Brad says, what? I meant last week. 2 weeks fly by quick when you're absent. Oh, yeah, yeah. Has it been 2 weeks? Have you not been here for 2 weeks? Terrence says, Lasercorn. Clapping. I see clapping. Emoji. Where was I at? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, no. But anyways, for Easter, we were talking about Easter, and there was one of the, do you guys remember this special? We brought this up. In fact, every Easter I bring this up, going into Easter. Here Comes Peter Cottontail. It was made by Rankin and Bass. It came out in you all know their work. You know, watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or Frosty the Snowman. Any of those holiday specials were done by Rankin and Bass, and of course they did Peter Cottontail back in 1971. Interesting thing here that I think some of you Chiller fans would know. I'm sure a lot of you do know this, but the voice of the Bad Bunny, the January Q Irontail, they call him, kind of the blue or purple looking bunny in the background there behind Peter Cottontail, was voiced by none other than Vincent Price. Yes, that's right. Vincent Price was the voice for Irontail on Here Comes Peter Cottontail, and Casey Kasem did the voice for Peter Cottontail. So I thought that was kind of cool. I thought I would share that with you. I actually share that like every year since we've been doing this show, because I just think that's kind of neat. So there. Elise Coin says, I love Rankin and Bass. Oh, I do too. I just, I don't know, there's so many memories of watching their shows. John says, Vincent Price was the villain in this movie as Irontail. Right, right. Terrence says, Brian, I saw the new T West horror film, titles X. It was a big dud, 2 out of 5 stars, disappointing. Expected better from T West and Mia Goth. I'm not familiar with that. T West horror film titles X. No, I've not seen that. I'm not. I don't. I've not heard of that either. So I guess maybe I'll skip that one. 2 out of 5 stars though. We ought to play it on Chiller Night Theater. Sometimes I'm very happy with the movies that we play, and then sometimes we pick those real the ones like Ega, that come to mind instantly. Just to have fun with them. Yeah. John says, I remember Iron Tail hates Peter because Peter ran his tail over with the tricycle. Oh, is that the reason? I know he wanted the job as like Easter Bunny, the head Easter Bunny or something. Wanted the spot, but had some kind of contest or something. I haven't seen this since I was a little kid, but I wonder who wins. Let's see. Sheila says, Bonnie, not Bonnie. Dang, autocorrect. Oh, what did you say? Oh, Sheila says, yes, Peter Cottontail, Bonnie Price. Bonnie Price. Bonnie, not Bonnie. Okay, I'm not. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Sheila. But do you know the one I'm talking about there? With I don't know how many people grew up watching that. Like that wasn't one that I watched like around Christmas time. I never missed like Rudolph or something like that. Peter Cottontail. I remember watching it a couple times when I was a kid, but it wasn't as hardcore with that one. But it's just kind of neat that they did it. I think they had one for every holiday, Rankin and Bass. Let's see. Sheila writes, Benny, damn it. What? Craig says hi. Hey, Craig, thanks for joining us. Brad says, anybody saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie yet? I've not seen that one, no. No. I didn't see the first one. So, I didn't see the second one. Terrence says, hope the Easter Bunny doesn't bite me and turn me into a rabbit. Oh, that's right. It's like those leprechauns. What would be the cure? Cadbury eggs? Marshmallow Peeps, perhaps? I don't know. That's a good question. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. The leprechaun bit you and it start turning green. I suppose if an Easter Bunny bit you, it would start turning like different multiple colors of paisley looking, maybe I don't know, like an Easter egg assortment of colors. But let's just try to avoid that situation and hope that doesn't happen. So stay in tonight, stay safe. Well, that doesn't even matter, does it? Because he comes into your house, drops off the eggs and stuff. I don't know. Hey, you're on your own. good luck with that. I haven't seen back to Brad's. I haven't seen Hedgehog 2, but wait a minute. Sheila says yes. This Kindle kept screwing up Vincent Price name. Is that what was going on? I didn't know what you were referring to, but okay. Yeah. How dare Kindle mess up Vincent Price's name of all people, especially on a chiller show, a chiller themed program like this. We'll have none of that. Terrence says Easter Bunny breaking and entering FBI's most wanted. Right. How does he get away with that? Every time I do it, I get in trouble. Yeah, that ain't right. Oh well. But anyhow, one of the programs I am looking forward to is it's on the sci-fi side of things, but Obi-Wan Kenobi comes out on May 27th. It was initially going to be coming out on May 25th, which, of course, back in 1977 was the day that Star Wars was originally released. The main movie, the big movie, the one that came out in 1977. Gosh, I remember seeing that in the theater. How great of an experience that was. But anyways, they wanted that this to come out on May 25th, and just recently, within like the last week or two, it came out that it was going to come out now on the 27th. However, that was the bad news, I guess. But the good news is, and this is pretty cool, they're coming out with the first 2 episodes on that day. So, I mean, you gotta trade the good with the bad there, I guess. But that's pretty cool. I can wait 2 more days to see 2 episodes of this. But I am looking forward to seeing this. I know a lot of people aren't too crazy about it. There's a discussion that there may be another confrontation between Vader and Obi-Wan. And a lot of people are saying, well, okay, that took place on Revenge of the Sith. That's how Anakin became Vader. And then the regular Star Wars movie, A New Hope, the 2 met, and how does that fit in? Well, I actually think it does fit in. I never really thought about it, but after they announced this, I got to thinking, like, okay, there was something that came up in the novel, and actually in the movie Return of the Jedi. Ben tells Luke, he says, I once thought, as you did, that there was some good in him, but now he's more machine than it. And I'm thinking, when did you think that? I didn't see any indication of that at any point. You know, at what point did you think that? So I'm sure this is the story. This is the story they're telling. So at some point in there, we'll see that take place. So, but anyways, thought I'd share that with you. I'm a Star Wars fan, and I love Chiller, of course, all the horror stuff, but I gotta throw my Star Wars in there when I get a chance. But anyways, Sheila says, yes, see you about Vincent Price. Brad says, right now I'm watching AEW Wrestling Battle of the Belts 2 on TNT. Boy, they are really doing a good job with AEW. I'm happy to see that rising up, you know. I don't like to just see one, you know, there's only one show in town, you know, with WWE. I'm sure that's nice for Vince, but no, it is good to see some good, healthy competition, you know, ratings wise and quality wise. So that's good. Good on them. Yeah, I'm glad that's happening. Bonin says, welcome to Chiller Night crew, Jeremy Cox. Hope you enjoy the group here. Yes. Hope you do. Would like to just, Jeremy says, thanks, Bonehead. Yeah, we just like to sit and chat about, you know, it's kind of a neat hour because we sit and talk about, and I get, you know, I feed off of what you guys are saying. I do have some, you know, a list of topics that I have kind of prearranged before I start the show, but I like to just feed off of what you guys bring up, what you want to talk about. And a lot of times it's so interesting because it really grabs at my memory and pulls up a lot of nostalgia from the past, because you guys start to talk about some of the, you know, the old movies, but not only that, but even collectibles, like some of the old Monster War or Monster kits and famous monsters of, you know, magazines, and I don't know, there's just so much stuff in there that I loved as a kid, and sometimes you guys will just remind me of that. And Sheila says, watching Most Terrifying on Nat Geo under Chiller Night. Watching Most Terrifying on Nat Geo under Chiller Night. Nat Geo? Nat Geo. Nat Geo. I don't know what that is. You got another one past me there, Sheila. I'm not sure. Brad says they're trying a WCW Clash of the Champions. Remember that, Brian? I didn't watch. I'm aware of a lot of that stuff, but I didn't watch it at the time when it was out. But yeah, I remember. I'm aware of it, but I didn't watch it when it was on. Doc says, "Hey Brian, been a while since I've been here. Yeah, good to have you here with us tonight, Doc. Thanks for joining us." John says, "Hi, Doc Dredd." Bonehead says, "Brian, I ain't heard from Tom Paisley yet. What'd you do to him last week? Did Jack Shadow take offense having 2 hours?" No, I don't know. No, I mentioned that earlier in this episode that we had Tom had joined me, but I haven't talked to Tom all week. Like we exchanged a little thing afterwards, like, hey, that was fun. Let's do that again. But I haven't talked to Tom, so I haven't made any arrangements to do that with him for this. Certainly, if not for this week, but yeah, I'd like to do that more often. I don't want to do it every week. Um, I, but because then it becomes a little bit more like a chiller. I got to put a little more effort into it. I wouldn't mind maybe something like once a month or something like that. I think that would be kind of cool. And maybe it will grow into something else if I'm getting viewers and if they like that, I'd certainly do that. But yeah, Tom, where are you? Where are you, Tom? Paul says, "Hey, family sport, I'm late. Had to get more Four Loco." All right, well, thanks for joining us, Paul. I appreciate that. And it says Nat Geo is short for National Geographic. Is that right? I've never heard that. I've never heard that. I guess I'm not enough into National Geographic to where I know that that's a National Geographic. Sheila says, "Okay, okay, gotcha. Now I'm catching up." Brad says, "Speaking of AEW wrestling, um, let's turn that off for now. Brought Ring of Honor wrestling a couple weeks ago. They bought Ring of Honor wrestling a couple weeks ago. Now that I didn't know. A lot of folks that I had on my wrestling program, Dark Horse Championship Wrestling, were on Ring of Honor. Most notably, Shane Taylor. It was Shane Hagler on Dark Horse Championship Wrestling. But wow, Shane's gone off and done some crazy, incredible things there with Ring of Honor. So now, do you know, is he going to AEW? I'm curious to know that. That'd be great. I wish him the best. He was my first heavyweight champion for Dark Horse Championship Wrestling. So I always like to see him do well, and he is doing very well. I'd be flipping through the channels, and I'd catch Ring of Honor, and I'd say, "Oh, there's Shane." Awesome. Let's see. Sheila says, "Real life ghost encounters at haunted jails, houses, etc." Oh, they have something like that on National Geographic on the channel. Okay. I see. All right. Now I'm catching up a little better. Bonehead says, "I haven't heard from Tom or Miss Glamfangs yet. Wish them wish them a happy Easter." Yeah, I haven't heard from. In fact, like I said, the last time I had contact with Tom was after last week's show. We were writing back and forth, and I said, "Hey, that was pretty cool. We definitely got to do that again." So. But like I said, I've been very busy between work and a project I'm working on throughout the week. I haven't actually chatted with anybody. In fact, Paul, you're the only one I've talked to this week, and that was pretty brief at that. So I've been kind of immersed in. I've been like a little Dr. Frankenstein working on my project, which I will at some point disclose to all of you. Let's see. Glamfang says, "Hey, there's Glam. Howdy all. Happy Easter, Brian, PK, Bonehead, Lasercorn, Diana, Jeremy, Terrence. Hey, Glam. Well, happy Easter to you as well." Brad says, "AEW wrestling is really growing just for a span of 3 years." Cody Rhodes, I always saw it. Now, the very few times that I watched WWE back when he was on it, I thought he was underrated. I thought he was such a great talent. I love to see him really doing well with AEW. Doc says, "Speaking of wrestling, do you enjoy the Santo Monster movie? So cheesy." Do I? Of course I do. We had. When was the last time we played a Santo movie? Wasn't that long ago. But yeah, I actually played one not too long ago here on Chiller Night Theater. So no, those are great. I love watching those. and they're not bad. I mean, I always kind of try to put myself in the frame of mind of it's kind of like a Batman, you know, he's kind of like Batman, going off and fighting the monsters, and you know, and that's how Jack Shadow explained him, described it, you know, with this last movie that we played. Um, let's see some Happy Easter's back and forth there. John says to Dr. Ed, Mystery Science Theater 3000 has a new Santa movie that they will show in May. That's cool. Sheila says, yes, the Santa movies. Those were really, what? Okay, now you've got my you've stirred my curiosity. Let's see. The last one we did was maybe it was a while ago. To me, you could say something happened in 1999, and I would think, oh, that wasn't that long ago, but it was. I have a very odd sense of time. What the heck? Samson and the Vampire Woman. Oh, that was back in November. Is that the last time I played it? I wouldn't have guessed that. Well, guess what we'll be playing next Saturday. Unless I miss something here, because I don't like I like to space them out. I like to space them out as well as I can. No. All right. Speaking of Santo, that's what we'll be playing next week as the feature movie, the 9 o'clock one. And then after that, now I'm thinking about doing another live Chiller Night Theater, maybe even this coming Friday. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think. And it will be bonuses. And there's the other sweetheart to scream, Miss Diana Silvio. Yes. Docs is replying to, oh, John Soto, I did a review of Santo and the Blue Demon versus the Monsters. I enjoy those movies. And I used to always love watching Mil Mascaras back when I was a kid wrestle, and I know he's been in some of those movies. Brad says Cody Rhodes resigned from AEW and went back to WWE. I didn't know that. I had heard that he had shown up at, or he was at WrestleMania. But I don't know. I didn't know that. I thought he was just like invited there as a guest. I didn't know. I don't watch the new stuff anymore. It's no knock against the new stuff, but I grew up, my heart and soul was with the old stuff. I'm talking like Bruno Sammartino, you know, just Ivan Putski, Killer Kowalski, Ric Flair. I haven't kept up with it, you know. And then when I started Dark Horse Championship Wrestling, and before that with KICW, I was trying to brush up a lot on what I had missed over the years, because I stopped wrestling. I stopped watching it. I loved watching it in the 70s and the early 80s. And I'll give you some indication of how long ago I stopped watching it regularly. Was Hulk Hogan wasn't a face yet. Now, if you're not familiar with these terms, a face or a baby face is the good guy, and a heel is the bad guy in wrestling. So those are the terms used. So Hulk Hogan, when I was a kid growing up, he was always in the 10 most hated category. And so that's how long ago it was that, you know, that I've really watched it regularly. Bonin says, so who's going to pig out on candy tomorrow? Oh, I better not. I have some. More than I usually. I don't have a sweet tooth, but every once in a while I kind of do crave it. Very rarely, but every once in a while. I may have missed some comments up above, but let me see what we got going on. John says, speaking of Santo, Mystery Science Theater 3000 will riff Santo and the Treasure of Dracula this May as part of the new season, along with the Batwoman. Oh, the Batwoman, yeah, I remember that. Maybe I could play that one on here. Treasure of Dracula. Now that I don't know if I could play that on here. They ought to make those all public domain, though. I would love to play this. Paul says, Diana, how are you? Doc says, that would be awesome. John says, how about the Super Argo wrestling action movies? Played any of them? I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I'm not familiar with that term, that name. I have played. There was another wrestling movie that I did play, Doctor of Doom, and I played that episode back when I had the Masked Superstar, who was another one who was always every month when I got my wrestling magazine as a kid. Hulk Hogan was on there as a 10 most hated, and the Masked Superstar. I knew he wasn't a big name up here in the North, but in the South, that was a big named character in the Southern territories, and he happened to be one of my absolute favorite wrestlers, and underrated, very underrated, but he was a tremendous, imposing figure, you know, and he was so good at everything he did in the ring with his promos and stuff. I just love that character. And then when I finally got to meet him and have him on my show, and I used to go watch him wrestle live when he would wrestle against Andre the Giant and all this stuff. I used to go to these events as a kid, and here I am having him on my show. Wow, that was just an incredible experience. Same as having Chili Billy, Bill Cardell, on my show. I felt the same way. It's like, it felt so surreal for both those guys, because wrestling earlier on Saturday in the afternoon, 6:05 p.m. on TBS, and then 11:30 at night was Chiller Theater. So to have like those two big icons, you know, of my childhood growing up, both of them at some point on my show, and talking to them on the phone, and just being sitting in Bill Cardell's living room, or having dinner at a restaurant and drinking beer with the Masked Superstar. That was just such an incredible experience, and so I don't know. Neat. I sort of trailed off there, didn't I? From your question, John. But Brad says Hulk Hogan is Thunder Lips in Rocky 3. Right. Glam says, with 8 legs, been busy gathering up the chocolate egg sugar coma in 3, 2, 1. Bonin says, I love chocolate, but I'm not allowed it anymore, so I envy anyone that can eat it. Ah. Bonin says, you go, Glam, just don't eat too much and ruin your figure. Doc says, I always loved George the Animal. Yeah. It's too bad I don't have any wrestling photos or something on the queue. We were talking a little bit about that stuff. Was it last week when Tom was here, or maybe the week before? But every once in a while we do talk about that stuff. I think it's fun because, to me, that goes back to the nostalgia of those Saturdays, with the Chiller Theater earlier in the day. Like, it went hand in hand with me, wrestling and then the Chiller Theater. Good family moments. I guess that was my takeaway from it, is when I think back to that era, 70s, early 80s, I have such fond memories. And those were the two shows that really, really stood out to me as a family event, like every Saturday. That was like a big thing. And when we go see the wrestlers live, we went with our family and relatives. We'd all, load up the vehicles and go to the Columbus Center in Columbus, Ohio, and watch that. Good memories. Let's see. Terrence says, Tom's probably out probing somebody. SMH. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to him since last Saturday. But that was fun. I'd like to do that again. I think that'd be cool. I just thought that was so cool. Hopefully you guys did too. Sheila says, Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura. Yeah. Especially Roddy. Roddy was so great. Terrence is shaking my head. Bonehead says, hey, Tom Paisley, you out there, buddy? We miss you, so give us a shout. Yes, where are you, Tom? Where is Tom? Where is Tom? Like, yeah, I haven't talked to him since last week. Brad says, I see there are rumors of AEW having its own streaming service, either its own or with HBO Max. Oh, wow. I just, I wish them well. I love seeing that. I hate to see that, like I said, the only one show in town. So I like to see that they've come up with a good quality competition. But hey, I've noticed the time, and let me put up that schedule. I want to hit on that real quick. Killers from Space on in about 20 minutes or so at 9 o'clock. 22 minutes, I guess. Killers from Space. Then at 10:25, this snow creature. That's a relatively new episode. That was our new episode from last week. And then 11:50, Kill Baby Kill, and 1:30 in the morning, Plan 9 from Outer Space. So there you have it. There's a lineup. I think that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Glam says, I don't know why I never thought about it before, but been watching old wrestling matches on YouTube. And that's kind of cool, though, isn't it? Been great seeing characters I loved watching years ago. Commentary by Monsoon and Heenan was so fun. Oh, yeah. Bobby the Brain Heenan. That guy he was pretty cool. Brad says, like WWE Network with Peacock. Oh, okay. That would be kind of neat, huh? Doc Dredd says, Plan 9. Awesome. It's a fun one to watch. I don't care what anyone says. Terrence says, Tom returned to his home planet. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's out of town. Maybe he went, he's visiting relatives or something for Easter. Maybe that's it. Bonin says, Ivan Putski, Stone Cold and Roddy Piper. Yeah. Plan 9 rocks, Laser Quinn says. Ivan Putski. Remember him? Polish Hammer. Yeah. Stone Cold and Roddy Piper. Yeah, that was fun. It's always with Dark Horse. I wanted to get a good blend of that old school stuff, and then my booker, Chad Henry, and I would talk about this. We'd always, and thank goodness he was the balance. He was the balance I needed for that show, because for those events, because he was very good at, because I kept emphasizing, like, I'm very, very old school, with my background and stuff. Like, I believe that ring is for the action. That's for the action, not the talk and the promo. But I also understand that I have to, a lot of the generation of viewers, that's all they know is promos going on in that ring. To me, I was always uncomfortable with that to some extent. I didn't want it to be a clown show in the ring, because my thinking goes back, what would Bruno do, and I shouldn't be thinking of Bruno as a promoter, but I'm just saying, respecting the business. I didn't want to get off into silly stuff and nonsense. I can deal with that. But Chad kept a very good balance on keeping the new viewers and the old viewers entertained. That's why I had a spot where the announcer the interviewer would be talking to the wrestlers out of the ring, and then they would enter. That's what I wanted. We kept a good balance of that. Bonehead says, Terrence says, did you see WrestleMania, Brian? I did not. I did not see that. Bonehead says, yeah, I remember Putski. I see him every week, and he's still going strong. I remember you saying that you lived not that far from him. And I've seen him wrestle live, too, back in the day. Yeah. These guys were, a lot of them just seemed like superheroes. When you're a kid, they just seem like superheroes, larger than life. That's cool. That's neat that you see Ivan Putski. Uh, that's really good. I hope he's doing well. I hope he is. That's really cool. If you ever get a chance to, I know he doesn't know who I am, but tell him I said hi, and I was such a big fan. Um, Growing up, an awesome wrestler. John says Plan 9 had some great lines like, "You people of Earth are idiots." And I love on the UFO they have like the wooden office desk. I think if I recall, I think Jack Shadow touches on that uh, tonight. Watch it if you get a chance. If you stay up that later, I know it's one of the later movies, but Jack didn't look at it like it was a fiasco. I thought I'm going to go the opposite way with it with Jack as I would other horror hosts, and I did this back in 2008. I think when I originally showed Plan 9, or 2009, we would have Jack think that that's a masterpiece. And it would be difficult for anybody else on the show with him because they all have to bite their tongue, or some horrible thing will happen to them from Jack Shadow. They'll get imprisoned in the dungeon, or whatever the case may be, shackled up to the castle walls. So they had to, how can they bite their tongue and say what they want to say about the movie, but not face the wrath of Jack Shadow? So that was I think a fun way to go with it. Paul says, "Welcome back, USFL. 10 minutes of group left." Oh, okay. Is it? I got 15 minutes. So, we got some time. Brad says, another rumor with AEW Wrestling buying another wrestling promotion, Impact Wrestling, formerly TNA Wrestling. Okay, all right. Wonder why. Because Impact, I never really got that big. I mean, it was at one point they had WWE, they had WCW, and then Impact, was the TNA was. What did Bill Eadie, the Mass Superstar, he told me, he says something like, I used to say there was like 2.5 wrestling organizations, and that 0.5 was the Impact. But I wish them all well. It's good entertainment. I mean, I don't know what it's like now, I'll be honest. I don't follow it. But I just know, my memories as a kid growing up, and when I did love it as an early teen, I thought it was great. But it says he's also a good cook too, not just Polish recipes either. He can make a mean steak. Is that right? That's cool. That is so cool. I mean, Ivan Putski. That's neat. I mean, one of the old powerhouses. That was back in the day with Harley Race and Ken Patera. These guys were, now I see some very average looking guys, and they may be phenomenal athletes. I'm not taking that away from them, but back then, I mean, I just remember these guys looked like superheroes. They looked so big, and even if they weren't full of muscles, like Harley Race, that guy just looked like a big tough guy, like he didn't look like just an average Joe off the street. These guys there was something larger than life about them, and Ivan Putski was clearly one of those guys there. He just looked like a freaking superhero, like Wolverine or something. Glenn says Bruno was great, but totally had a thing for Zbyszko. Oh, Larry Zbyszko, yeah, I remember him. Bonin says, I told him about you and how you like wrestling. It definitely put a smile on his face. Oh, that's cool. That's neat. That's very cool. Brad says they are on Access TV. Oh, is that right? I'll be honest, I didn't even know they were around anymore. I thought it went out of business. I know they were doing really bad. Like, like I'd see the pictures of the audience, and it was like really just almost nobody was attending these events for TNA. Impact. Bonin says, I told his son Scott about you as well. Scott is huge, but not as big as his dad was in his prime. Oh, yeah, yeah. I see Scott on Instagram. I actually see quite a bit of his posts to see what he's up to. Yeah, he looks like a beast too, doesn't he? Uh, Brad says, like I said, rest in peace, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. Hey, hey, yo. Yeah, yeah, that's right. That just happened. Was it last? No, a couple weeks ago, right? By now. Again, I have a really bad sense of time. Sometimes something happened a couple weeks ago, and I think it happened yesterday. And but yeah, he put himself through quite a bit, didn't he? You know that, and needlessly. So I know he definitely struggled with his demons certainly, but hopefully he's at peace now. One thing I wanted to bring up, it kind of ties in with in my mind. We were talking like um, what mixes with the genres with horror. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Now that's going to come out here pretty soon. I know the trailer's out. I couldn't tell you when it comes out. I didn't see the release date, but I heard the description of this is it's Marvel's first horror movie. Okay, that's what I heard as far as the description. Marvel's first horror movie. Um, I don't know. We'll have to see. It makes sense that it would be from a Doctor Strange movie because he can, visit other dimensions and the Dread Dormammu. I know is his biggest villain. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do there, but I'm curious to see that. Bonus says them are some Pennsylvania boys there, Miss Glam, where they used to be. Let Zabez go and Bruno. Bruno lived not that far from where I'm at now. I mean, other than the dark domain realm that I'm clearly sitting in at this present time. Um, he lived. He and Bill Cardell. There's another tie with Chiller to me, Chiller and wrestling because of Bill Cardell's involvement in wrestling. And as some of you, if you're not from Pittsburgh, you might not be aware, or Northwest Pennsylvania even. But you might not be aware, but Bill Cardell, who was Chilly Billy, the host of Chiller Theater, was known as the voice of wrestling. And he was involved heavily in wrestling under Vince McMahon, not Vince McMahon Jr., who you were all probably familiar with in some regards, but Vince's dad. Back when Vince's dad owned the company, that's who Bill Cardell worked for. But he and we've had some very good conversations about the good old days. Partially when I was interviewing for the show, but then sometimes on the phone on the times about 2 years before he had passed away, I got to know him, and we would talk about that. Or I mentioned Vincent Price earlier about playing Iron Tail, the voice of Iron Tail. He told me about him meeting Vincent Price and other kind of big names back in the day. But that kind of ties that together too. Not only my Saturday thing was wrestling and then Chiller Theater, but Bill Cardell was a main voice in both of those. So I guess in my way, I'm following in those footsteps on a much smaller scale. But it is. I don't know. I guess that's my choice of entertainment. That stuck with me so much, even now into my adulthood. Good entertainment. I just relate it to good times with the family. Bonin says I used to be a Pennsylvania boy. I was born there. Then I grew up in Canada. And now I'm living in Austin, Texas. Okay. Pennsylvania. I like it here. I enjoy it. Laser Coin says, very much looking forward to seeing Patrick Stewart reprising his role as Professor Xavier in the new Doctor Strange movie. Oh, is he? I didn't even know that. I didn't know that they were doing that. So I see. Brad says, are you planning on having the haunted house this October in Harrisville, Brian? I'm planning on it. So fingers crossed. I was planning on it last year too, until about a week before I started building it, and I was. So whoops, we made a mistake in the venue scheduling. That took a lot of wind out of my sails. I'll be honest, it really did, but I'll take it as an honest mistake, and try to just go on, leave that well in the past. Bonus says, I'm thinking maybe Miss Glam did go into a super sugar coma. Oh yeah, she said she gave the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Oh, Glam says, not yet, Bonehead, but working on it. All right. Oh, she's holding in there, folks. Oh, good. That's what we want to see. Oh, hey, I want to mention this. I haven't mentioned this yet, but Gross Fest. It is coming up on May 1st, Sunday, May 1st. It's not the Gross Fest event that they had held years before, but it is their special halfway to Gross Fest-O-Ween event. You can see there it is free admission. It's going to be at Willow Station. I'm not familiar with that. I've never been there myself, but there's the address, 3841 Willow Avenue in Pittsburgh. And that is Sunday, May 1st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if you're in the area, stop on in. I plan to be there. I'm going to just probably be hanging out with David and Diana. They're going to have a table set up. I'm not going to have a table set up. I didn't ask for one, and I'm not planning on that. I just was planning on showing up and just saying hi to everybody, really. Just kind of hanging out, And so if you're there, if you're planning on going, let me know, and we'll meet up and say hi to each other, and that's what we'll do. Terrence says, Gilbert Godfrey passed, Brian, rest in pepperoni. Ah, that's right. Rest in pepperoni. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Just the other day, didn't he? L. Ava Hoagie. Why? Almost sounds like an anonymous name for someone who is who fell prey to Facebook tyrants. Hello all and happy Easter, everyone. Well, thank you, L. Ava Hoagie. Thank you for that. Happy Easter to you as well. I hope you and your loved ones have a fantastic Easter tomorrow. That's right. That's right. That is. There's my Happy Easter banner. But it says, okay, we'll have a very happy Easter, and please eat some candy for me, Miss Glam. Blaze Coin says, yet another Gross Fest event that I won't be able to make it to. Ah! Well, that's not good. Terrence says, did you ever see Gilbert Godfrey on Norm Macdonald show? No. But I have, I'm trying to think back. I've seen video clips of, because Norm Macdonald was, I really, really loved his humor. Such a dryness, but he was so witty and so quick. But he played it down. He played himself down, and I love that, I love his personality with comedy more so than someone like Bill Maher. Because I remember Norm saying something like, Bill Maher has to be the, he has to show everybody, or has to make it seem like he's the smartest person in the room. And I love down to earth people who don't take that route. Don't take yourself so seriously. And I think he was so much more talented than someone like Bill Maher. I'm not a big fan of Bill Maher. I have been in the past, but I do think that Norm was Just so much better of a comedian. Glam says one for me and one for my homie Bonehead. John says, this has been the Chilly Night Pre-Show with Brian Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand reminding you that everything that hops isn't the Easter Bunny, and beware of those glowing eggs. That's right. You'll never know. Until next Saturday night, stay chilled and keep thrilled. John says, that's right. Thank you. Thank you, Crozak the Grand. John says, have a happy Easter. Bonehead says, Brian, Miss Ava hasn't got in trouble with the internet lately, has she? Maybe. Brad says, 5 minutes until Chilly Night Theater. Get your computers ready. Happy Easter 2022. Yes, happy Easter. Ava says, nope, all is good, Bonehead. Ava on YouTube. Ah, all right. There you go. Bonehead says, thank you, Glam. You're definitely a sweetheart. Bonehead says, Yins all have a happy Easter. Diana says, good night, everyone. Happy Easter. 8:59. Remember, folks, in just a few minutes here, or 1 minute, Killers from Space. And you can see Snow Creature, Kill Baby Kill, Plan 9 from Outer Space. That is the lineup of movies tonight on Chilly Night Theater. Have a very, very happy Easter. I hope you have a great day tomorrow. So enjoy it with your friends and family. And have a good night. Have a good Chilly Night. We'll see you next week.